I'm skipping the intro because I want to play. I want to play. I want to play my game. I want to play. I want to play a game. Hey, Hawk. I ain't delaying. I want to play. I want to play right meow. How is everyone? Hello, hello, hello. That's some delicious pudding. How is everyone? I kind of snuck on tonight, so I'm not expecting a ton of people to show up. She has a dragon tail. I'm listening. Oh yeah, dude, the warrior storyline. Holy shit! I think warrior literally jumped up to being my absolute favorite. Why do I have unresolved quests? The fuck? Okay, well whatever. We'll figure that out. Canuckle87, good to see you. Route119, hello, hello, hello. Canuckle, congrats on hitting the first spawning for today. Godzilla Rex, good to see you. Your phone charger bit it. Oh, that fucking sucks. Sasako Sanovic, how are you doing? Welcome to the stream. See, is anybody else online? I think everyone else might be off. Yeah, pretty much everyone else is off. All right, let's just go ahead and start doing our dailies. Let's not waste any time. How's my day? Pretty good. I was really, really pleased with the Total War reveal show. What'd y'all think, by the way? How'd everybody feel about the show? Oh, that's why I didn't do it. Because I unlocked the next, like, stage quest. I can't do it with Warrior yet. That's fine, we'll just do it with, like, Bard. Enlighten me, I didn't see any of it. They showed off Bashiva. They showed off that Bashiva has a full-on teleport ability, which is super fucking cool. They also showed off, oh no, these are just regular dailies. Why didn't I turn these in? What the fuck? Did I have a stroke? It's not like me to leave quests unturned in. Boris Todbringer is going to be a full-on, fully developed legendary lord, which is really exciting. He looks incredible. Like, my God, he looks good. Oh, nice! I can't do all my beast tribes now with warrior. Hell yeah! Sparring lesson. Moment to despair. I have an overconfident recruit who could use from a sparring lesson. Captain Alpha is expending every effort to secure a position. We can afford unreliable soldiers. Go whoop up on an Ananta. Okay. Ant lions are fearful creatures. Just when you think the way is clear, suddenly ground erupts beneath your caught in the grip of crushing mandibles. Such has been the fate of far too many people. Captain's given orders to slay them, but we never see them. Please go kill the ones that are good at hiding. Okay. Bro, the fact that I can do this on warrior helps so much with leveling. It's speed time, boy. Oh yeah, dude, they're gonna mod in the missing Toddy voice to campaign. Modders are gonna do that like almost instantly, I feel like. Scion, thank you for the super chat. With Toddy now confirmed, I feel like we only need 2 more legendary lords of the Empire to be done. Hellborg heading a mini pack and Vulcan is free LC. For legendary heroes, I'd be happy if we could get Emil Valgir, Swartzhelm, and Huss. I would say we're 100%, like, it's not even debatable. We're 100% getting Emil Valgir as a legendary hero. Especially because I'm gonna do a video about it before I go to bed. But one of the rumor mills they showed, which is so funny to say, but one of the rumor mill images that they showed was Emil Valgir's. It was like his. What was it? It's like his staff. I think it's his staff, right? Not his axe. But I agree. The only hero not on that list that I really want is I really want Matthias Lolman. I really want Matthias Lolman. Because I think a Witch Hunter legendary hero would just be too awesome. Kind of disappointed all our Ulrich being a legendary hero, not a lord. Yeah, I think a lot of people are. I understand it. I get it. Like, it would feel like a lot to have him and Toddy as legendary lords, but I'm still really hopeful that if the community, once again, politely, but I'm still really hopeful that if the community can very politely be like, hey, CA, is there like any way that maybe in a future update we could get the Isabella treatment for Emil Valgir where people could choose to play him? You know, maybe if we ask for it politely, we could get it. Oh, I stepped in a trap. Whoops. Note to self, watch where you're walking. Dumb question, but do you think what do you think Warhammer Fantasy would be like in Tomodachi life? All I know is it would be really weird, and I would pay $1 gajillion for that. I would love a Warhammer Fantasy Tomodachi life. It would be so dumb, but I would play it in a heartbeat. Let's grab these guys, and that should be enough for this pull. There's a big monkey on the bridge. What else did they show? Told a friend once I take care of a more serious financial obligation, I'd play Final Fantasy 14 and learn to tank. Are you gonna play on our server? Because if you play on our server, we'd play with you, and that'd be super cool, Mr. Band of Goblins. Wild Banana Tree. I don't remember this boss at all, I'm gonna be honest. Am I supposed to be doing something? Am I supposed to, like, throw a banana at him? I mean, he's not really doing that much damage. Yes, you are supposed to go hit a banana tree. Okay. He doesn't really do anything, honestly. Like, the damage is kind of so minimal, I feel like you could just keep bullying him. I don't know, this seems a little silly. It kind of hits like a wet noodle. Alex! How are you? Simon, thank you for the super chat. I'm honestly hoping we get the Seneschals of the White Wolf as generic lore to allow for fully thematic armies in the same way Ashlyn had Sea Helms. The only thing I worry about is if we're gonna get Seneschals, does that mean we're not gonna get, does that mean we won't get, Grandmasters? Because I really want Grandmasters. Wait, what? I don't remember what I'm supposed to do here. Is there a... maybe one of these chests has a thing in it. Oh, there it is. That's super weird. Okay. I will say, if they give us Seneschals of the White Wolf, I hope... Because Seneschal is basically the Grandmaster before the Grandmaster was a thing. It got turned into the Grandmaster later, because the Grandmaster is like, oh, it could be any knightly order. Whereas the Seneschal is exclusive for... the Seneschal is exclusive for... what's it called? The Seneschal is exclusive for the Knights of the White Wolf. If they do the Seneschal because they want to make it like thematic, I am fine with that. I just really hope they give us access to the. I hope it gets a Demigryph mount. I like it should get a Demigryph mount if they're gonna make it. Look here. If they're gonna do that. I assume we don't need 2 stone tablets, but maybe we do. This map is super weird. This dungeon's like never in rotation. The only reason we're doing it is because some other person was like, or this is somebody's like first run of it. bubbles for? I don't know why I walked into a bubble. Neat. I assume I'm supposed to avoid the bubbles. Yeah, okay, you have to get sucked up for that part. Okay. Boy, Hal, this is more of like a memory challenge than anything. Where it's like, do you remember how to play against this boss? No? But I can brute force it. Oh, dude, Dark Knight is super fun. I hard recommend Dark Knight. It's a really, really, really fun class to play. Sion, thank you very much for the super chat. I have a... what was it? I have a post Lord of the End Times campaign idea for you and Andy. Toddy and Catherine holding the line against gas. That sounds really fun. Oops, I died. I was looking at chat, not my health. Yeah, I think that would be super duper fun. I would be totally down for a Katarina and Toddy campaign. I think that would be extremely fun. What? I didn't want that. God damn it. Oh, there is a pet here. I want a pet. I didn't know there was an exclusive minion here. I haven't gotten it yet either. If I don't get it, I might run this dungeon later. Oh, it's a super cheap minion? Okay, I'll just buy it then. Sorry, thank you. I can see the Grandmasters being a unique thing for Hellforge since Mike Marshall. I would like Chapter Masters as generic heroes. Oh, you want them as generic heroes? That's an interesting interpretation. I actually never thought of them as a generic hero. I mean, that could work. That could work. Oh, right, this big bitch. Whoa! Oh, I'm stunned. Ah! Don't I have a... Whoop. I don't remember what I'm supposed to be doing here. Am I supposed to just be whooping on the tentacles until...
The monthly check-in, how we feeling?
Hey, Autocraft! Thanks so much for continuing your tier 2 sub, dude. I really appreciate that. Kill tentacles. Okay. Fuck off! Well, that was weird. Hey, I got a Nunka. Whoop. What do you think is going to be the special mechanics for Midheim? Aggression. Like super aggression. I think the Ulriken campaign is going to revolve around being hyper aggressive and going after the enemies of the Empire and like purging them from the Empire. So I think instead of it being like, oh, your goal is to defend the Empire, I think instead it's going to be more of your goal is to go murder the enemies of the Empire. I'm gonna spar this Ananta real fast. I appreciate you, the way you humbled her Strider. Watching you fight was as much for joy for me as it was a lesson for her. Now that you've knocked her down, it'll be my time to put her up again. This time with better habits, I should hope. Shauna will be pleased. King Bjorn, good to see you, living legend. Hello, hello. Sai, thank you for the super chat. How would you build a Hellborg mini pack? For me, Ludwig's legendary hero, agree. Wizard Lords and Chapter Master generic heroes. I think that's actually a really good idea. Until you said that, Scion, I, honest to God, have never thought about Grandmasters as a generic hero. But if they do Seneschals, then I think Grandmasters would actually make for a really strong generic hero. Especially because that would allow the captain to become more of a unique, gimmick. Oh, I gotta rally the baby griffin. Poor baby, look at him, it's a little boy, it's a little guy. Griffin's mood seems improved. Off you get. So is the Griffin the purchasable mount from the Ananta? I hope it is, because the Griffins are cool. Yeah, because that's what Ulrich and Creed is about. Ulrich and Creed is all about aggression. I also hope it is like a it better have like an upgrade the flame. Like it should have the flame of Ulrich as one of its core identities. So maybe like the flame of Ulrich can be buffed over the course of the campaign. By you like investing in it or like protecting it. Soon. It becomes visibly calmer. And then Imperial Foot makes a lot of sense. When you say Imperial Foot, I assume you're saying like Reichsguard on foot. Is that what you mean by Imperial Foot? Dismal Darkhold. What Elf Amber needs to be burned? That's a little sinister. Oh, that's what you meant. Okay, good. Yeah, I agree with that. And then explicitly Sigmarite Order. Like the Sigmar's Blood of the Burning Heart. Yeah, that could be good. Alex's heals are so good. Oh my god. Yeah, I would actually hard agree with that. I think like one final knightly order, like a Sigmarite knightly order. Oh, you know what? I think instead of a Sigmarite order, I think I kinda want the Knights of the Blazing Sun. Oh no, we already have the Knights of the Blazing Sun. Never mind. I just forgot they existed. Yeah, I would do like Fiery Heart. I would definitely do a Sigmarite order. I think that would work really well. And then hopefully we could one day get like Luther Huss and Matthias Bowman as FLC characters. I'm so glad they made this boss less annoying. Yeah, I think that's a really strong set, Scion. I 100% agree. Like, I think that would make for a spectacular mini-pack. Tomahawk. that everybody? Oh, who's attacking Alex? You leave her alone! Yeah, I think this is all of them. Oops. I think if I had stopped the group before the last, I would have had it. Oh, I didn't pop my ability. Damn it, I should have popped my ability. I should have popped my ability! If I had popped my ability, I would have been fine. Since post-Lord of the End Times, we'll have a Merminian order, a Morite order, an Ulrican order, and 2 secular orders. We just need a Sigmarite order and possibly a Talite one to run them out. Yeah, Talites are a bit hard, because Talites got very few... Talites got very few... what's it called? Knightly order, or units, actually. The Talites barely got any support. Like, I would love to get Talites in game. It's gonna be a bit of a stretch. It's gonna be hard because although they're from the roleplay game perspective, Talites are like the next most important order. From a tabletop perspective, Tal like virtually never saw any support. And Octocraft, I'm doing really, really good, dude. Thank you for the 53 months of tier 2. I really appreciate the additional support. I'm still fiending for Joseph Bugman. I think Bugman will happen one day. I really do. I do find it funny that his brother's just like, oh shit, and run away when he dies. Just won the big jackpot. Oh, damn, nice. Good for him. How did y'all feel about today's reveals? Like, whether it's Total War 1, was anyone excited for like any of the historical reveals? For like Rome 2 or Med 3 or 40K? And we got to see some cool 40K stuff. Got to see our first full planet. Well, at least y'all did. I've seen planets before. Back when I played the alpha. Though they didn't look as good as that one did. That was a pretty planet. The Rome update surprised you? Like a good surprise or like kind of a meh surprise? Okay, I didn't already have that. Level 61! Alright. Next up is Trial? Oh. Doing Trial next if anyone wants to switch jobs. Sign, the Bashiva update looked great. Very happy about the tech tree. Only thing missing was an update to Miao Ying and Zhao Ming's mechanics to be more unique and engaging. Yeah, I hard agree. I was really, really pleasantly surprised with the Cathay update. I was very pleasantly surprised by the Cathay update. The fact that not only is Cathay getting a brand new tech tree, which looks very good, but they're also getting a brand new skill trees for a lot of the heroes. Awesome, excellent. That's all really exciting shit. We'll save the Alpa mission for a little later because that's probably gonna throw us into a cutscene. And I don't want to be in a cutscene right now. That's so good. Like the new Astromancer or the new Alchemist tree looks really exciting. And the Alchemist got a new mount. That's so cool. I feel like it's so rare that we get new mounts for characters, for like generic characters. So the fact that the Astromancer got gets to ride a Sky Lantern is so cool. Yeah, literally the only thing they did not do for Cathay that I would have liked was I would have liked Miao Ying to be the only character that has the Great Bastion as a mechanic, and for it to be, you know, for it to be buffed a little bit to make it a fully like unique interactive experience for her, and then give Zhao Ming his own mechanic system. I will say, does anyone else find that it was super funny? Did anyone else find it really, really funny how me and Andy have been like doing all the shit talking about like how Games Workshop has made Cathay super, like the writing has been really frustrating because it just keeps acting like Cathay's the perfect place, and the legendary hero we get is literally like a mass murderer who got exiled from violently putting down rebellions in the central provinces with such cruelty that she got kicked out. I will say though, it is a really interesting development for Zhao Ming. The idea that Zhao Ming is willing to basically ignore the what, you know, the nastiness that has been committed by Tao Yan, and hires her in spite of that, I think is actually a really interesting development on his character. That he's willing to take in someone who is that brutal. Still wish the Gatemaster got a wardrobe mount. I can understand why they don't want to do that. I think they want the Gatemaster to mostly be a range melee hybrid fighter, not as much a dedicated support character. I think the only time we would have potentially seen a mount for that would have a war drum would only be for the strategist, or the what's it called? The fuck. Read my mind, chat. What am I thinking of? The what's his face? The magistrate. I think the Lord Magistrate is the only character that would make better sense for the war drum. Honestly, feel like Games Workshop held the development of Warhammer Fantasy Lore better than GW does. Yeah, I kind of agree, to be honest. I mean, they're not perfect. There have been oopsies, you know, looks at techless, but it's been pretty good. What y'all think of the Siege update? I was pretty pleasantly surprised to hear that CA was like, yeah, we're trying to make ethereal units move through walls. I honest to God thought the ethereal unit discussion, I thought that was gonna be completely thrown out. So the fact that they're actually trying to pull that off makes me very, very hopeful for the Siege update. Do you know if 40K Total War will be a sandbox? It's a Total War game, so it will be a sandbox. But it's a sandbox within reason. I actually really like Ifrit as a boss fight. He's still one of my favorite primals. Come here, you big bitch. We got the level 3 limit break. Somebody get his ass. I think the Sion, thank you for the super chat. I had a thought it could allow for great counterplay with max walls or religious buildings warding walls so ethereal units can't pass through them. Yeah, I feel like I still have very much the feeling that it'd be best to make it revolve more around gates as opposed to, but I mean, I don't know. There's a part of me that would love for CA to figure out how to make ethereal units truly ethereal in the sense that they can like move through all terrain. Frontline is next. Prepare for PvP. Yeah, I don't know. Wait 2 before Q. What am I waiting for? Oh, you're coming. Okay, great. Well, Hawk, we can only have 4 people in a party is the problem. So, like, you can queue at the same time as us, but we can't, unfortunately, we can't invite you into the party. Or it won't fire. But you can help us with normal dungeons. If your wrist is feeling better. Ethereal Sotek happening? Well, that's just how excited I am. Oh, Alex left. Okay. Alex made room for you, Hawk. I don't want to turn those in yet because I don't want to waste experience on that. Hurry, Hawk, hurry!
Consummate X100. Did you see the roadmap leak on Reddit? On the small chance you did, what's your thought?
Is the roadmap one the super tiny fucking text file or a text screenshot that's got all the that's got that super that's got the thing about Moonclaw? Are you talking about that thing? Also, thank you for the bits. Simon, thank you for the super chat. Once 9.1 is out, I pray with my heart and soul I'll finally bring Mandalore back to reviewing Warhammer 3's DLCs like he did for Game 2. We can hope. We can hope. Hawk, are you coming? Hawk! Yeah, dude, artillery on walls is my #1 pick. Like, if I had to pick one new siege feature... Oh, the game's not launching? Oh, that sucks. I'm sorry, dude. Well, we'll go ahead and dump it. We'll go ahead and jump into PvP, and then once you're in, we'll get you back in. And if you could figure out before we launch, then we'll, you know, switch you back in, but... Yeah, Kurishima, which roadmap are you talking about? I will say that Creative Assembly doesn't really do roadmaps right now, last I checked. When I was there last year, we had a conversation. We were out at dinner one night, and we had a conversation about roadmaps. And basically what they said was that one of the things that they think got them into trouble during the Hyena era was that they relied... that they were worrying too much about, like, projecting far into the future what they were doing, instead of just focusing on very limited shots. And I think that is kind of their view on things at the moment, is that it would be better to focus on oh, I want that. Alex, how do you get that mount? I want that mount. How do you get him? Abyss Walker. Peep, 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 peep. You doing alright? Spoiler? Lame. I'm just gonna use like a different mount. This is a chunky thunder zebra. That worked out well. Honestly, I will say, Warrior is by far my favorite career I've done for this so far. At some point, I need to try the other ones. But Warrior is super fun for PvP. You just throw yourself in like a fucking maniac. Okay, they're watching that. I'm gonna go over this way. Okay, there's several people watching that. Anybody over here? Ah, dang it. I was a little too slow. Well, I dove in, I killed some people, and then I died. Oh, that sucks, Hawk. You think your files got fucked by the recent update? Oh, yeah, sorry about that, Zion. Well, I'll check it. I'll check it after the PvP, but I see it. Yoink! Bro, he's like all alone in that mess. Where the fuck is everybody? Not here, apparently. I'm not sticking around for that shit. I'm nowhere near my allies, holy shit. I didn't die though, that's the important bit. How do I... Here we go. That sucks, Hawk. I'm sorry you have to deal with that. Where do you think you're going? Where do you think you're going? Get over here! we gotta fall back. Fall back! What does Snowfort do? Nullifies damage. Keep up the pressure! As long as we stay focused on the objectives, we got this easy. Go! Let's go! Easy win! Easy dub! Easiest dub they've ever seen. Man, we kicked ass! Hey, Sotek, guess what? I don't know, chicken butt? What? Well, that was a blowout. 5.5K! Holy shit, we crossed 5.5! Let's go! Only 4,500. 5,511 cents. Only $4,500 more to go, and I will have to become a Slayer. I'll have to take the Slayer oath. Thank you all so much for the support. That is so fucking awesome. Thank you, 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 thank you. And we're almost to 6K, which is a Warhammer 40K one-shot. Let's see, what's next? Main scenario next. If you're figuring out job. Okay, so Science said earlier, I'd want Miao Ying to be the Elspeth of Cathay with a workshop in Nangao to upgrade gunpowder stuff, while Zhao Ming should get some kind of crafting system since he's an alchemist and blacksmith. I hard agree. I big time agree. Cyan, I really hope you're finishing Warrior tonight, at least unlock the first part of the Alliance raid for next time. Also remember Heaven on High to help level Warrior. Yeah, we're gonna start doing Heaven on High stuff once I'm done with Beast Tribes and dailies. Ray, you changing... Oh, you just did. Never mind. Yeah, I don't know if we'll start the Alliance raid because we do have an early stream tomorrow. Oh, nice. All right, so it's just the two-part Ultima fight.
Kneel to the might below.
Oh, I got a new ability, Onslaught. Rushes target and delivers an attack with potency. Oh, that's cool. Weren't you gonna no, was I? I mean, I'm not in a huge rush about it. We can post it on Saturday. Always appreciate you dropping in. Also, once you finish leveling the last couple of jobs to 70 after 4.3, I'll be there to join you for 4.4 and 4.5 as things like the Shadowbring. Oh, that's exciting. I look forward to you joining us, Scion. Has Subtech been a floating head the entire time? For today, for this particular stream, yes. What do you mean? I've always been just a floating head. That's my natural guise. Scion, if we assume late July or August release, do we think we'll learn the third Lord of the End time almost certainly the clock in June? Yes. Yeah, I think the next Legendary Lord reveal is going to be in June, is my personal bet. And then I think they'll do the last reveal in like early to mid-July, and then the DLC will come out hopefully in late July, August.
Come to the flame.
Great big head full of lore, it's true. Alright, he's still taking damage. Showmaster of Soytek stole his torso? It's true. Yeah, the Showmaster did sneak in during the day and steal the rest of my body. It is very true. Alright, now we can actually chat for a minute, because we got this long-ass cutscene.
Why does my enemy still stand?
Yeah, if we could get Glocken in June, Thankful in July, and then release in like August or late July, I think that'd be pretty decent. Because that would probably mean.
It is the blessing of light that confounds you.
I still think we're getting Bashiva in May. I'm still on Team May for Bashiva.
La Brea.
Your foe acts under the protection of the crystal he bears.
So, this is what empowers him.
Beyond mortal limits. If you are to prevail, the hammer of darkness must needs be brought to bear upon the shield of light. And so it shall.
I will say I think the 40K planet maps they showed off was pretty good today. The disgusting, toxic, the toxic Yowie planet, the toxic hive planet.
The heart of Sabik. It is the weapon's core, an enigma whose surface even the vaunted scholars of ancient Alec failed to scratch. The magic within has lain dormant for eons.
Of what magic do you speak?
A spell without parallel. Ultima.
Ultima.
I sought the life force of the primals for no other reason but to quicken the core.
Go to the
for
bathroom
the true
while
power of the Ultima
yapping.
weapon lies within its now beating heart.
La Brea, what have you done?
No more than was necessary for my god to be reborn.
Damn you, Asien.
The hour is at hand. Behold but a sliver of my god's power. From the deepest pit of the seven hells to the very pinnacle of the heavens, the world shall tremble. Unleash Ultima!
Random lore question. When they say the seven hells, have there always been seven hells? Or do they have an amount of hells equal to the astral era? Or is it like, no, there's always just seven?
Such devastation! This was not my intention!
To be honest, Seven Hells is, I think, an
Hydaelyn,
English localizer change.
It seems
Oh.
the task of keeping your champion alive has exhausted what strength you had left. Van Belsar, your enemy's shield is broken. The rest I leave to you.
We will speak later, Ascian. But first, I must deal with you. The question of who is mightier remains. Come, adventurer. Let us find the answer together.
Stormblood Warrior Quest, Sotek finds others share his love of tiny angry dragon ladies. It's true. It is true. Alright, Alex is stuck in Japanese chat. There we go.
Gaze upon true power.
Hey Sotek, if the Talabek was to get DLC, what units would it have? If they were gonna do a Talabeklan DLC or a Talapine DLC, no man, it'd be hard. But we would probably see, if they're gonna do a Legendary Lord, it would probably be the Hierophant. I mean, they could do the Electric Count more than the Great Hierophant of the Tallite Order, or Faith. From there, I'd have to go look at the roleplay game. Because there's rules and stuff for the City of Law that talks about like some of the unique things that live there, or like the unique orders and folks. I mean, we would get Knights of Tall for sure. There's a few different Tallite Knightly orders. Some of them are pretty weird too. Like there's a Tallite knight group, like the like most notable Knights of Tall from Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay 2nd Edition. They don't even ride horses. They're foot knights that use bows. Yeah, the Knights of Tall Furies, yeah. Oh, ta-da. Nice. Anyone wanna do normal raid next? I'm just gonna keep going on raids because the bonus experience is really fucking nice. Actually, I'm gonna make a quick pit stop to Idleshire so I can grab the one piece of armor I'm missing. The only thing I don't have is the gauntlets. Nice, there we go. Can I afford a weapon? I can't afford a weapon, I think. It's the Augmented Shire Bouge. That is a weird shaped axe. Okay, there we go. Upgraded my gear a bit. Scion, I'm most excited about the potential for planetary effects different armies can use in their effects. Orcs can leave spores that cause constant orc issues. Chaos, Jitsu Cult, and Exterminatus. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm like 99% sure Exterminatus is in the is gonna be in the base game. Dude, I can't wait for Tyranids to be in that game. Because the idea of consuming an entire planet sounds so fucking cool. Always far for the music in a good way. This game has great music, dude. Man, there's a Final Fantasy concert coming to Texas. Like, they're doing a big Final Fantasy 14 concert, but it's down in Houston. And I'm like, oh, I'd really love to go. I'd love to hear all this music live, but I really don't want to go to Houston. I'm very on the fence about going. Houston's just like a 30-minute drive. I'm sorry, did you misspell 4 hours? Or is it 3 hours? I forget. Just take the train? I would if we had one! This is where I would put my convenient Texas statewide trains if I had it. I hate this state, dude. It is so frustrating knowing that there are so many little things that could be done to make Texas such an awesome place to live. And because we have such a piece of shit government in Texas, like our local government is so corrupt and fucked up, it's just never gonna happen. Which is so frustrating. Like, trains would revolutionize Texas. If we got like some nice bullet trains that connected like Houston, San Antonio, Austin, Amarillo, Fort Worth, and Dallas, like, it would change everything in this state. It would change everything in this state. What about Tyranids stripping a world bear or Planet was a tomb world? Will AI Tyranids avoid Necron words by default? I still think that's weird. I feel like Tyranids should be fine with Necrons. Like, I see no reason why Tyranids should not be able to eat Tyranid metal. Tyranids can consume necrodermis, it's just highly inefficient, has limited recycle potential. I feel like Tyranids would be able to adapt to make like a new bioform out of it. Yeah, I could see that it's less efficient. I could see it being less efficient, which is why they prefer not to, but I feel like they should be able to do stuff with it. Is this game hard to get into? No! Super easy, barely an inconvenience. In fact, this game is so easy to get into because it's free! Well, at least it's free to play almost the entire main storyline. You can play literally dozens of hours of this game without paying a single cent. And if you're looking for people to play with, you can play with us! By, like, joining our link shell, and we'll help you out when you're doing content if you don't have any other friends on here. And if you have any specific questions or concerns, we would be delighted to try and help you as best we can by answering those questions. What do I think of the supposed leak? To me, it lost legitimacy. The second it said Moonclaw would be the legendary lord and Glockkin would be in a mini pack. Yeah, I think that's complete bullshit. I think the supposed leak about the End Times DLC is complete horseshit. It's gonna be the Glockkin. Ain't no way it's not gonna be the Glockkin. Why should they be able to eat necrometal? Because there are creatures in our world that can eat metal. There are bioforms that can eat just about anything in existence. And the idea that the Tyranids wouldn't be able to adapt, like their acids and their breakdown process and all that other shit, the way, like the idea that the hive mind wouldn't be able to adjust, like think about like us creatures. That sounds awesome. How can I join? All you gotta do, Network Ghost, is download the game. And then when you set up a character, I would recommend coming onto my server, which I am on the Crystal Goblin server place. I always forget if I want a mixed party, a fixed party, or a match party. Yeah, the data center, I think, is Crystal, and then the server is Goblin, or I don't remember if it's one, I can't remember if it's one way or the other. If you want to come on Goblin, you don't have to be on Goblin, but I would recommend coming on Goblin. Okay, yeah, Crystal server, sorry, Crystal data center, Goblin server. Sign, it's also because Necron weapons atomize anything they hit, meaning any... Yes, that I can totally see. Like, the argument I've always heard people make is they're like, oh, well, Tyranids can't eat Necrons, so they don't want to do it. Read them, the copy pasta, it's in your DMs. Fine. Have you heard of the critically acclaimed MMORPG Final Fantasy XIV with an expanded free trial which you can play through the entirety of A Realm Reborn and the award-winning Heavensward expansion and the thrilling Stormblood expansion and the player-favorited Shadowbringers expansion up to level 80 for free with no restrictions on playtime. There you go. Are you happy? I'm gonna tell Fokino to make that into a short. That way, whenever someone wants me to say it, all they have to do is like hit exclamation mark and trigger the short. Yeah, so I'm totally cool with the idea that the Tyranids don't like fighting the Necrons, because the Necron weapon, the technology and weapons is like a hard counter to them because it atomizes them, so it destroys biomass, which puts the Tyranids in a much more awkward position. I just don't like when like I'm watching like a 40k lore channel and they're like, oh, the Tyranids can't eat anything on a Necron 2 world, so like they avoid the Necrons because the Necrons are like invulnerable to being eaten. And I'm like, bullshit they are. If they are, that's dumb. That's bad writing. Add to the soundboard. Oh, I could make that into a soundboard. Let's go! Level up! Level 62? No, I should be 63 now. Oh no, that's within here. Does this place has like special leveling? Oh, it's a separate leveling system. Okay, I was like, what the fuck? Wow, the starting mobs are weak as fuck. They're like kind of pathetic. Now I'm getting new max potions, which is nice. I say that, and then I got my ass absolutely blasted there for a second. I like how I was talking shit and I immediately got punished. Like how they say Eternities are also hard countered by demons. See, that I can vibe with, because the idea that demons dissipate back into the warp is great. Like, I think that's fine. But there's also a whole lore tidbit about how the Tyranids have developed like countermeasures to deal with the Necrons, where, you know, you have an entire hive fleet that specs to dealing with the demons by fighting at long range. Because that's what, Hive Fleet Kronos? Leveling up is deceptive in here. Medieval 3 adding naval combat sounds like New World expansion might be on the horizon. That would be kick-ass. If they do New World as a eventual expansion for Medieval 3, I would probably get the game and be really interested in playing it. Is Tiamat the ones that are making the Nid Astronomicon? I think so. I don't know what they're doing with that plot line though. Like they introduced the idea that like, oh, Nids are building something. They're building a planet. What are they doing? And then they completely dropped the storyline because 10th edition just like didn't have a story for some reason. And now we're going to Armageddon, so they like completely skipped the Tyranid story, which makes me sad. I hope we get to hear more about it, but for right now they just kind of skipped it. Regarding flying units in 40k, they could do like Whammo and Steel Division, where you summon them, they fly around and have dogfights with each other. Yeah, they could do that. I'm thinking it's probably gonna be army abilities, but we'll have to see. Like almost like casting a spell and then it like flies into blah, blah, blah. And maybe there's like buildings and other stuff you can do to counter it. It wasn't an Imperial Chaos storyline, so it doesn't matter. Truer words have never been spoken. Unfortunately. Uh-oh. Son, if that happens, you should absolutely do Sunset Invasion campaign with Aztecs when they become playable. You bet I would. I would absolutely take Aztecs to kick the shit out of the medieval Europe. Conquistador these nuts. I got a new ability. Upheaval. It's a it's a punch. Oh, that's so silly. Bro, we got the uppercut skill. That's delicious. I think I actually want both of these here. Jake Woo! How you doing, man? Chicken. I'm scrolling up. I don't see anything about chicken. Oh, chicken in the air fryer. Okay, that's fine. We can wait. Orcs getting their time in the spotlight this edition? I know, I just feel bad that Nid's missed out. So in the future for Empire, it looks like only Knightly Orders and Halflings. No, that leak is fake as fuck. Shomek, that leak is fake as fuck. Do not believe that shit. Do not believe that shit. That is the most bullshit nonsense. If you're talking about the leak. Yeah, don't trust that thing. That thing is so full of shit, it's not even funny. Oh, come on. Oh, it's such a cute little thing. Komainu's favor increases the amount of damage you deal. Oh, that's neat. Pretty sure the league didn't even mention it. No, the new league. There's a new league. Hopefully we'll still get wizard lords. Like I would be fine with halflings. I would love halflings for the Empire, but for new units, I really hope we get wizard lords. There's a new leak. I think it's a fake as fuck one, but there is a new one, yes. The new one says that the End Times is not going to have the Glotkin. It's going to have Moonclaw. And then it says that there's only 3 big DLCs left, but it says one of them is Dark Elves versus Wood Elves, which I call massive bullshit on. As well as Moonclaw. It says that the mini packs, remaining mini packs are going to be Wukong, or like the Monkey King. What was the other stupid thing it said? The Glotkin was going to be a mini pack, which doesn't make any sense. And then it said there was going to be a Lumpen Croup DLC for halflings. A Dogs of War DL is going to be like the last DLC ever. Like it looked like somebody just sprayed nonsense, whatever they could think of. The gloom spreads. Like, I'd like to get all the content that's mentioned in it, but the way it suggested all of the content was going to be released seemed like complete nonsense. Do I have a girlfriend? No. Do you see how much I stream? No. And all of my hobbies are either TCGs or video games or miniatures? No. Yeah, no, I mean, it's just me. I haven't dated in a while. My last big relationship was in college. Which was like ages ago. Not that I'm in a rush. I'm not in a rush. I am quite content for that's a floor nuke? Oh, the Crag Magicite. That's cool. To Trickster, thank you so much for the tier 1 sub. I really appreciate that. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, no, I haven't really tried getting super big into dating, and I don't meet that many women, or all of the women I do meet through my hobbies are already either dating or are married. I have a lot of friends that are women. I have a lot of women in my life who I adore dearly. But most of them are either in a relationship or they're streamers, which, like, I wouldn't be against dating another streamer, but, like, meeting another streamer is like a whole thing. I thought you're dating Crimlo? Get the fuck out. I will beat... Mods, break his legs, take him out back and break his fucking kneecaps. Mods, I expect current Shima to have his legs broken and to be pregnant by like my 5 o'clock. All right, this is our first floor boss. Who's getting absolutely annihilated. Punch! Don't shameful display me! Man, so okay, random aside. This has nothing to do with anything we were just discussing. Have y'all seen how many numbers though that fucking I saw somebody had reposted the meme that always makes me laugh about the vault. Shake it off, off. What does this do? Shake it off. Creates a barrier around yourself and all nearby party members that absorbs damage, totaling... Oh, wow. Okay, so we got a... I need to figure out where I'm going to put all this shit. So we got a group barrier ability. Oh, it also gives me additional healing. That's cool. Oh, we're getting a cutscene. No. I didn't say throw him in the snake pit. I said impreg him. Do your ding jobs. So, the first 10 floors pose little obstacle to our intrepid friend, or should I say the warrior of light. After all, this is what Eorzeans call such a hero, is that not so? A title befitting the one who triumphed over the Black Wolf of Garlemald. I had no idea Western affairs were within your purview. Just how far does your reach extend? Those two do not trust each other at all. You've too many secrets for my liking, but very well. Have it your way. It's not the union contract. Y'all don't have a fucking union. And have it my way I shall, for this is merely the beginning. Sign, at least with Toddy now a proper legendary lord in faction, he can actually be a roadblock to Festus, Kazrak, and AI Wolfric's rampage in the Northern Empire. Yes, hard agree. Hard agree. I think somebody had to run to the restroom, so I'll just do a ready check. Sorry, I hope the SR/Dawn of War DLC adds halflings and Amazons to the mercenary roster, but also adds them to Empire and Luzman rosters respectively. I don't think Amazon should be part of the Luzman roster. Halflings should be part of the Empire roster, because halflings are part of the Empire. Like, they're halflings down to the deepest fundamental level are part of the Empire and the Empire roster. Amazons are their own distinct group that sometimes are nice and favorable. Well, actually, no, I shouldn't say that. Sometimes them and the Lizardmen tolerate one another and like work towards mutual goals, but oftentimes they are opposed. Like they are full-on enemies. So I would say that the Amazon should be more like a true mercenary culture, whereas the halflings should just be part of the empire. But you can also get access to them by playing by taking the moot and building like a certain building. And Bright Eyes must be taking one hell of a shit. There he is. Are these guys Fantasy Japan? Essentially. I mean, the Stormblood expansion focused very hard on an area that is very Japanese themed. With Authored and Hingashi. Though it's got a lot of Mongolia influence as well. Music here is a bop, so that's nice. I will say, I was really, so this is Sotek being Sotek again. I was really excited by the announcement in the Medieval 3 trailer, or stream today, that they are heavily investing in and going into making Muslim and Arabic cultures for Total War Medieval, because that gives me really big hope that they'll be able to show how good they are at making it, and it will convince Games Workshop to make them into to do Araby. For those that don't know, the relationship between Creative Assembly and Grand Cathay for Games Workshop is a bit of an interesting story. Of that, originally Games Workshop wanted nothing to do with Grand Cathay. Games Workshop had zero interest in Grand Cathay whatsoever, didn't want to do it, and then Creative Assembly basically was able to make Total War 3 Kingdoms and go to Games Workshop and be like, hey, we made this game that's like all about like Chinese influence, and like this game is super popular and people love this game. Why don't you let us, let us let us work with you, and we can make Grand Cathay. And GW was brought to the table by Creative Assembly. So maybe Medieval 3 could do something similar, where Games Workshop is convinced by like the success of Med 3 to say, you know what, why don't we try making Araby? According to the lore I've seen, as in Dojinshi, the lizardmen and Amazons be kissing. I think they do be doing a lot more than kissing. And those are very high quality art pieces, but I would not say that they are very lore accurate. Unfortunately, I guess. I don't know how. Maybe not unfortunately. Never mind. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna cease before I get in trouble. Oh, we get to kill a Namazu? Delicious. Do I have a disc? A disc of what? All right, son, I'll update that in a little bit. I'm not going to do it at this exact moment. Thank you. Once again, for anyone that's unaware, you may notice it in the top left of the screen. We are currently running a Donathon, and it's going really, really well. I really appreciate all the support and stuff. It ends on the 9th of May. If we reach 10,000, the final goal, which is 10,000 USD, I will shave my head into a Slayer crest. So I'll like shave the sides of my head, I'll dye my beard and all of my hair yellow, and I will have my hairstyle to stand straight up in a big crest mohawk, and it'll be crazy. Beacon of Passage is back the other way. Right? No, I'm going the wrong way. God damn it. I'm bad at directions. Sign, you think Creative Assembly could leverage their experience of Shogun 2 towards Nippon as well? Plus being the door to end being cracked with Bashiba, now we just need something for Southeast Asia for the Naga. Yeah, here's hoping. Here's hoping. Do what? This is an open floor. So I see. There might be a fake exit. Oh. Well. That's one way to deal with it. Spread out. Okay. I see a exit over here. I don't know if it's the real one though. My God, this room is gigantic. Whoa, inner release. Cool.
Shimichi, X100, BTW, I still don't get the hate for butt ladders, and at this point I'm afraid to ask, is it simply because of aesthetic? Because the mechanic of climbing the wall without waiting for any turn has been around since Shogun 2 with their bathrobes.
So it's a mixture of things. On one hand, it is a issue of aesthetic, of that it looks really, really bad when you have all of these Warhammer Fantasy units running up to a wall, and then they pull ladders out of their pockets that just like phew, onto the wall. The second issue is that Warhammer Fantasy has a significantly more diverse set of creature types and units and all of that stuff. It just has a far more significant roster. So in Shogun, in old historical games, you would have a situation of the things that you only had very limited ways to get into a castle, which is that you could build a battering ram, you could throw ropes up the walls and start climbing them, or you could wait for siege towers. And that's it. Those are the only real ways to engage, you know, besides like cannons, if the game allowed for it. But in Warhammer, you have flying monsters, ethereal units, big monsters that can smash down gates, some monsters big enough they can smash down doors. You have like army abilities that can bombard you've got significantly more diverse and powerful war machines. Like, you just have a lot of different things going that make it where we do not need we don't need the ability for people to climb. And the other thing is that because of the way the cities are designed, if the enemy can climb the wall, it makes defending the walls completely fruitless and pointless, when that's supposed to be like the major feature. Like, it's more about fulfilling a fantasy feel, a fantasy theme, than it is about like making the most realistic possible siege. Because like when you're dealing with like realistic sieges, you are dealing with an idea of oh, some Garuda. Okay. When you're dealing with fantasy or realistic sieges, you have like the notes of like people creating ladders to climb up walls or throwing ropes and stuff like that is actually far more realistic than a lot of people realize, where it's like assembling a ladder that people could climb relatively quickly was actually really easy, not that hard to do historically. But in Warhammer, it just looks really, really weird, and it cheapens the fantasy. It cheapens the experience that the player should be having and experiencing, of like massive monsters and great horrors and like noble fights at the gates and all of this stuff, because all you have to do is just spam a bunch of infantry units, have them run up to a wall, and they immediately climb it with barely any consequences. There are a lot of things that Games Workshop specifically designed in Warhammer Fantasy that can climb walls as one of their gimmicks. Like, there is a wall climber special rule back in Warhammer Fantasy, which revolved around units like the Gutter Runners, or the Skaven, or Goblin Spider Riders, or the Arachnarok Spider, or what do you call them? Oh god, I forgot what they're called. Not Forsaken, the other dudes. There's a Storm of Chaos unit that like specializes in wall climbing. And the thing is, for me, is that it just heavily cheapens, in my opinion, it deeply cheapens the experience of sieges and makes them like just way too easy. Player kit, thank you. It makes them boring and pointless if all you do is just run at the wall and climb up it. It's just a waste of time. Like, there's no story of interest being told. There's no epic defense at the gates, because the most efficient thing will always be to run the walls and spam climb it, because you're probably going to have a larger army than the defender, and so the defender is going to always be forced to immediately abandon the walls. Because there's no point in standing on the walls when you can't actually defend the walls. Because the AI or an enemy player, I'm a little otter, is just going to basically cheese it. And like, I want the fantasy of a siege. Also, aesthetically, it looks really, really bad. Scion, thank you so much for the super chat. I'd still like a standalone, Marienburg race that's heavily Mennonite culture and plays very tall with a focus on trade. I believe there was leak speculation about it back in the day. There was. I don't know what the situation is on that potential, but there was discussion about it back in the day. Yeah, I think getting to level 30 will be a good run for today, I think. The otter is a Japanese yokai. Oh, that's cute. The challengers conquered the 20th floor, and it is only a matter of time before he arrives to confront you. May I suggest that... Yes, quite. In that case, I shall leave you to attend to your duties, as I return to mine. Fare thee well. He's a traitor! That must be the level 50 boss. Level 130 unlocks the higher floors? Okay, so that's perfect. So getting to 30, so 30 is an ideal stopping point. They're tricksters in myth like Kitsune and Tanuki, but have some unique stuff on their own. That's cute. They're very adorable looking, I'll give them that. Oh, they got turned into chickens. Where are you going? God damn it. This is what I get. This is what I get. I want Oni for Nippon. Me too. I want Nippon to be like crazy. That's good. Wait. It doesn't. We're maxed out on fortune. Ugh. We haven't unlocked the next floor yet, right? Or have we? Have we? Oh, we did. Okay. Sign with the head. Thank you for the super chat. With the head of the directorate, Jean van de Kuipers, and High Priestess of Banan, Camille Delphina as legendary lords. I would love that. I would love the fuck out of that. That would be great. Why is it throwing tornadoes at us? Silent Emperor, thank you for the super chat. You should really play the Japanese game for Age of Mythology retold to get some speculation and inspiration for Nippon. I'd want something based on the one Yudo and Umibuzo for Nippon. Well, that was quick. The Heavenly Tenaga. That's our exit. Oop. The Heavenly One Yudo. The the Q Keegan. We're getting so much Magic Type Vortex. We got Garuda for days. Isn't it back the other way? Garuda! Oh, it's like a small, almost bite-sized Garuda. You'd love to see it. Okay, and this will be our first chunk of the, this done. All right, on to the boss fight. All right, here we go. This is the big boss for this chunk. I have no idea what the fuck that thing is, if it is. It's like a gingerbread man with a cowl. Hiruko. Ah! Oh man likes his lightning attacks. Well, that was easy. Ooh. Ba, 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 ba. The first deformed child of career gods Izanagi and Izanami. Born boneless and unable to stand, he was cast into the sea in a reed boat at age 3, according to tradition. It's a fucking bear. What the fuck? That's a really messed up looking bear. Alright, let's get our cutscene. Oh, we're getting a score. New high score! Oh, there was no cutscene. Alright, but I got a new... Ah, Dalkarius! Full glad am I to see you return safe and well. As for your report on creature activity inside the tower, we shan't be needing it. That you reach the 30th floor and vanquish the one known as Hiruko are all the results we require. Yes, that talk of investigations was something of a false pretext. Perhaps the time has come to share the truth. If you wait for me at the rocky outcrop south of Quickscape Pier, I shall explain all. Okay. Hopefully this is a relatively short conversation. Hey, Bear, what's up? Can't wait to play Boris. What do I think about his animations? They look pretty basic. Yeah. I might poke at them to see if they'd be willing to, if there's any chance of maybe getting a little more spice. But I could see them being like, well, most people are going to upgrade him to be on his horse or griffin, like, really, really fast. So, like, what's the point? There you are, Dalkarius. Now that you have triumphed over Haruko, we can finally end this charade. On my part, you have my deepest apologies. Nay, there is no need for that. Rasho was only acting in accordance with my instructions that my fabrications might secure your cooperation. Know that I have only been masquerading as a Confederate. In truth, I am a member of the Oni Shishu. Ours is a sacred brotherhood which has endured for millennia. That we may safeguard our knowledge, we side with no nation and strive to remain neutral in political affairs. Accordingly, we are wary of placing our trust in those with whom we have yet to establish rapport. In that respect, the Oni Shishu have something in common with the Confederacy. You have the right of it there, Rasho. Though I must say you are not likely to find Oni Shishu members demanding tribute from seafarers or crossing swords with Imperials. In all fairness, I should like to think we all serve the realm in our own way. For our part, my organization seeks the knowledge of the lost knowledge of the Allegans, that it may benefit the peoples of the modern world. The creation and maintenance of Ethernets is one such example. Though my duties are many and varied, keeping watch over heaven on high is among the most important. Very few people know this, but this tower was built as a training ground thousands of years ago by the founding members of the Oni Shishu. They foresaw that a great calamity would befall this star, and in preparation sought to instruct warriors in warcraft. To keep the island free of intruders, tales of holy this and sacred that were spread throughout the Ruby Sea. Only the truly fearless would dare approach. The founder of the Confederacy was one such brave soul. He reached the 30th floor of Heaven on High and triumphed over its guardian, but found that he could go no farther. Abandoning his conquest of the tower, he decided to become a protector of the Ruby Sea. Every Confederate leader since has used the 30th floor as the yardstick by which we measure ourselves. And, like him, we aid the Oni Shishu in their search for would-be heroes. The higher-ups of your organization have always been our staunchest supporters, allowing us to go about our work while we ostensibly serve as members of your crew. Imagine our delight when you suggested the Warrior of Light himself as a candidate to challenge the tower. Yes, like Rasho and the pirate captains before him, you bested Hiruko. He looked into your soul and found you worthy. Were you found wanting? Well, I'm sure you can guess the fate of those who do not pass muster. Yet his is a tragic tale. For one of our revered predecessors made the ultimate sacrifice, so that Hiruko may be given life. But rather than listen to my account, perhaps you had best see for yourself. Please, make your way to the 1,000-year pine. Though it may appear to be much like any other pine tree, it is far from ordinary. stands to the northwest of the tower. Have I played any Japanese game that have a heavenly tower as a challenge? I can't remember. Does Fire Emblem Sacred Stones have a heavenly tower, or is it I can't remember if it's a tower you climb up or a dungeon you climb down. Winding path. You climb up, then yeah, that's probably an example. Oh, that's cool. Looks like this is Bright Eye's first time doing this area as well. 1,000-year pine. 10,000-year pine. It's an old fucking tree. What the fuck? Bloop. Auxiliary protocol system activated. Verifying access permission. Security clearance for floor 31 confirmed. Initiating archive footage projection. What the hell? Hiruko's incubation period is almost over. All that remains is to add the final ingredient. But Master, must you go through with this? I have lived more than long enough. Perhaps this way I can finally make myself useful. How can you say that? The Onishishu gave all of us a purpose. We would be nothing without you. Oh, did I bless you all with your intellectual curiosity, your drive and ambition? Come, I but brought you together. A minor achievement compared to those of my dearly departed friends. They gave their lives so that this world might be spared Alleg's fate. Though my sacrifice pales in comparison, I should be glad to be of service. Save your words. I will not be swayed. You never were one to change your mind. Then I can do naught, but pray you find some measure of peace beyond this life. Our fleeting existences may seem inconsequential in the grand scheme of things, but with them we lay the foundations upon which those who come after may build something greater. I will forever treasure your words, Master. You are the Master now. Take care of our brothers and sisters. Until we meet again. Until our souls are reunited. Well, she's cute. A lovely thought. To see all who I hold dear once more. Those who I leave behind, and those who have left me behind. Princess Selena, Deshk, if you are watching over me, know this. The Onishishu will continue your legacy. As for me, I have my own duties to perform. I hope I will not keep you waiting for too long. Why are the Alligans so obsessed with, like, building giant fucking structures that cause problems? Bleep. Terminating archive footage projection. Auxiliary protocol system returning to standby mode. Cool. I have unlocked giant tree. Oh, it's not even that giant for a 10,000-year-old tree. Well, it's not a real tree, I suppose. It's just a machine. It's just disguised as a tree. It's always the fucking Alligans. The reason my wife divorced me? Alligans. The reason my kids don't talk to me? Fucking Alligans. So, what did you think? The millennia that have passed since the recording have not aged our founder one bit. Ah, the wonders of ancient technology. A pity it's only a projection. Rico is also looking rather well for his age. Of course, that could be attributed to the automated systems that revive him after every defeat. Provided that the machinery is carefully maintained, Hiruko should continue to function as judge, and in most cases, executioner, of those who would climb the tower. That is, until the trials of heaven on high are no longer necessary. Which reminds me, you will have no doubt noticed the tower has more than the 30 floors you have visited. Many more, in fact. Of course, even as things stand, you will be forever counted among the very finest warriors the world has ever known. None would think less of you if you were that to be your final foray into heaven on high. And yet, I sense a yearning within you for ever greater challenges, ever stronger opponents. Such a desire is not a thing to be feared, it is to be embraced. Yes, the tower calls to you, my friend. I and my Onisishu brethren shall be waiting for you. Until next time. Nice. Okay. Alright, I'd like to spam normal dungeons to spend all my saved up XP if anyone wants to come with. I realize it is quite late. So, no shame if you're not interested. Alright, Bridie's gonna head out. So I can do Shishoya of the Violent Tides. Go ahead and start this quest. Good to see you, Delcarius. You know, I'd say our work is progressing quite nicely. There's still time left, but even if Mother were to arrive tomorrow, I think she'd be impressed. Isn't it a bit early to be saying that? The work needs to be finished before she comes back. We'd have a hard time convincing your mother with the place as it is now. Of course, the Castellum is no longer under the threat of demolition, and the Griffin statues are very nice, but still more or less the same as when we arrived. What about the old storerooms we converted into overnight lodgings? Yes, I was getting to that. As you doubtless know from personal experience, Delcarius, This whole area is crawling with dangerous creatures, many of which are more active at night. Adventurers and soldiers can hold their own against them, but merchants and returning refugees are easy targets. We'll be seeing a lot more of them now that the Guardians have withdrawn. That's why I suggested that we put down some beds in the old storerooms. I haven't actually had a look at them yet, but I'm sure Alpha took care of it. Probably a few things that need improving, though. If we ask someone who's actually spent the night here, we can gather their opinion. That visitor from Gridania who's slept here should still be about. Why don't we start with him? Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up! Woo. Just in time! Okay, we got a first timer. Very cool. I think I'll probably do like 2 groups. Oh, it's so nice being able to use all my abilities. Yeah, I won't be too aggressive on pulse. Because I don't think the Steeler's ever done this dungeon before. Eldrin, how you doing? It's good to see you. I finally have so many abilities I can use between abilities. It's really nice. Oh, no, you don't. Nice. Killed him before he got to his second phase. That's actually really good. Yeah, I'll stop here. They're not getting to allegations. I hate that. I actually find that a little bit funny. The allegations. That's that's so dumb. The Ruby Princess is so gorgeous. She's so hot. How would, like, look at those legs, man. Three out of 10. I mean, if she had, I mean, she you know, she could have a little bit of a fatter, she could have a little bit of a fatter butt, maybe, or like bigger boobs, but like, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's so nice having a good gap closer. Oh, there's no more swimming. You're right. I was like, wait, where's the pond? Okay, it looks like we're. Oh, I can't go past this actually. What is trust and why am I blaming it? Trust is the system. Oh, to solo dungeons with NPCs. Ah, I see. Were the NPCs not smart enough to swim? That's actually kind of funny. Well, maybe they should teach their NPCs how to swim. Hello, Raiders. What? Was there a raid? I didn't see anything. Or, no, it's Reichland, not Richland. It's R-E-I-K. Reichland. Richland is like a different place that sounds like it's in real life. Excuse you. Bell chime raid? What? Are my alerts not working? Scroll up. Oh yeah, bell chime raid. What the fuck? I didn't see it. I was too busy. I don't know what I was looking at. I was too busy. Hello, hi. Hello, thank you for the raid. We're dungeon running at a very late hour. Hope you're all doing well. Thank you very much for the raid. Who raided me? Was that Bluebell? Oh, it was Bluebell like 20 minutes ago. Jesus. I completely missed it. I missed my bestie raiding. God damn it. My day is ruined. I feel so rude. I think I was too busy like talking about the Ruby Princess's legs. Damn. My egg wore off. Oh, I got so close to leveling up. Oh no, I did level up. Nice. I was climbing to bed as soon as I realized I hadn't uploaded the shorts. Anyways, that's it now. Oh, well, thank you for taking care of that. Appreciate you as always, Pocono. I hope you're doing well. Ooh, Bartum's Medal. Always good. How's it going? It's going pretty good. It's going pretty good. Can I help you? Having stayed overnight in our lodgings, would you say you slept well? I wasn't expecting to find anywhere to stay, and I was full glad to be offered shelter. Otherwise, I'd have been traveling in the dark with only the beast breathing down my neck to keep me warm. Having said that, I think it's a bit soon to be calling them lodgings. I would have appreciated something to lie on besides the floor. The floor? I heard that travelers preferred to sleep in proper beds, so I had some brought over from Vera Nyla. A bed? I didn't see anything like that. Have I decided what mini I'm gonna paint? No, we're gonna do community polls to figure that out. Alpa, you did give them something to sleep on, didn't you? Of course I did. Maybe it would be quicker if I just showed you. Wait here. Did she get like a bunch of like straw? That's it. Put it down over here. Yes, Captain. That is, probably not ideal.
You had one of these in your room, didn't you?
I did? Do you mean to say I'm supposed to sleep on that?
Allow me to demonstrate. See?
That's not great.
This is how we Ananta go to sleep. We just coil up like this and we're perfectly comfortable.
Oh, honey. They all look so dismayed.
You scaly painted imbecile! Did you think we could just coil up like that? Get up, would you? Ah, fine.
We'll help you, Captain Alpa. I like how, like, it's clearly obscenely heavy. And on that note, I bid you all farewell. He's like, what a bunch of weirdos.
It's partly my fault, I suppose. I should have made sure that Alpa knew what a guest room actually is first.
Just sleep in a porcelain bowl, you'll be fine.
To be honest, it's been a while since I stayed in a decent inn myself, so I'm probably not in any position to give proper advice. Any thoughts?
We could head to a village with one and ask around.
Come to think of it, there are several inns for travelers in Alagiri. Good idea. We might find someone who can come here to tell us what this place is missing. Let's head to the inns in Alagiri.
I love perfectly timed dungeon pops. That is what I'm talking about. All right, let's do some DDR boss here. We'll make sure we're okay before I go any further. I think this is about good for this group. Oh, I love white mages. Their AoE stun is so helpful. These two suck. I don't mind doing them separate. How am I finding the job? Warrior is actually really fun. It starts off pretty slow. It definitely struggles a bit early on. Like I'd say up from Reborn, it wasn't that great, but once you get up to Heavensward, it really picks up. Whoop. Hold on, I got a Phoenix down in my pocket. Oh, I had a Phoenix down in my pocket. I don't know what I did with it. Oh, somebody else got it. Oh, wait. Oh, okay. I was like, did they release? Run, Angel, run! Those are better than the boots I'm wearing, so I'll take them. Sion, thank you very much for the super chat. I honestly think you'll be able to finish Warrior and Stormblood storylines so we can jump into the Alliance raids next time. And also begin Pugilist/Monk. Well, I imagine the Alliance raid's gonna take a hot minute if it's anywhere as long as the first two raids were. The first two raids took a while. Whoop! Ow! Fuck! I was like a millisecond too late. I goofed that. That was my bad. New boots. Oh, boy. Wallace and self-pity. Snap. For free upheaval. Oops.
Up, up, up. Good shit. Let's see. More, yeah, we are doing more Total War tomorrow.
Lodgings, you say? You ought to try asking people who used to work in Goodblade. Of course, it's not more than rubble now, so the old residents are looking to apply their trades elsewhere. A bloke called Gales used to run an inn there, and he took pride in his work. You should find him moping around there.
Thank you, good sir. You want me to go all the way to Castellan Velodina? I'd love to help, but I've got my hands full here as it is. Advice on accommodation. Sorry, I'm needed here for the time being. Might be worth asking around, though. Good night. Night, Alex. They can't all be busy, can they? Did you find anyone? Yada, 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 yada. A man named Gales, and he was an innkeeper. Perfect. Let's go and look for him. Oi, you scrawny little turd! Are these supposed to be guest rooms? It's an insult! Is something amiss, Gales? You're bloody right something's amiss. Why would anyone torture themselves by sleeping in this shithole? That bed's not fit for a chocobo. And that's another thing. Where are the chocobos meant to stay? So this is why he has trouble keeping a job. Alright, Gales, I hear you loud and clear. I'll do whatever it takes to turn this place around. You know bugger all about how to treat guests, but you got the right attitude. Let's get to work.
Like I was saying, there's nothing but chocobos at all. So we'll start with that. Well, we need a stable and troughs for food and water. Oi, you over there! Is there any wood or metal we can use?
Not really, no. I know of a few places we might be able to get some, though. I'll arrange to have some timber collected. Dacarius, there should be some piles of scrap metal over at Castellum Corvi. Don't worry, I'm not expecting you to lug it back here by yourself. The other gatekeepers can take care of that. I just need you to prepare it for transport. We should have a married crush it underfoot to break it into smaller pieces. If you speak with Dakshina, she should be able to get one ready. She's just outside the gate.
Dun 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 dun. Big ol' elephant!
You wish to ride the married? For what purpose? I see. Crushing a few steel plates should pose no difficulty for a married. They are even stronger than they look. Should you be separated from the married, it will return to me of its own volition. Once the work is complete, you may dismount as you please.
I've got a flying elephant! What strength! I wouldn't want to get on a Marid's bad side, that's for sure. We'll carry the scrap back to Castellum Velodina. We can go ahead and wait with Gil and the others. So it's about the same distance. You're back! Where's the scrap? To be here soon? I can't wait! I'll make the best chocobo stables you've ever bloody seen! But first, I'll get Alpa to make some beds. And if she buggers it up, I'll have her guts for garters. Wow, he is very aggressive. That's much better. So, what do you think? Not bad, eh?
I made all the sheets myself, too. Weaving is another specialty of the Ananta, you know. Compared to the headdresses and clothing we usually make, this was simple. To be honest, there's no point in having a skill if you don't know what to do with it. That's why I'm glad Gales is here. I'd be lost without his advice.
But I'm equally clueless when it comes to the Ananta. I've lived in Gear Albania my entire life, and I know next to nothing about them. We may have our differences, but we share a common tongue. We can learn a lot from each other.
Yes, I think so too. You've really made a difference here, Dalcarius. I'm sure I'll need your help when more people start passing through our gates. That reminds me. I should try out one of the new beds.
When I first met Alpa and heard she was a captain of the Velodina Gatekeepers, I didn't know what to expect. It was worth the journey, though.
I'm glad he's calmed down a bit.
Look.
Ah! I guess it's not as sturdy as it looks.
I just hope her mother doesn't show up now. After what happened to Goodblade, I thought I was finished. Alpha asking me to come here could be the fresh start I've been looking for. Why does this guy look like the Timu Nathan Drake? He kind of does. He kind of does. They've got chocobo stables. Oh, nice. They've got like an inn now. Very cool. Guest rooms have been added to Castellum Velodina. And they've got a cat girl on staff now instead of just snake ladies. Reputation up. I think I will do the 3 bonus quests instead of doing Catfish quest today. Antlions. Hearts of Precious Stone. Dakar's request for help has come from the resistance came to the east. They seek to cull unruly Dadas. These creatures feed on rock. If left unchecked, they are liable to cause avalanches, thus endangering travelers. Pray make haste to the camp and report the resistance captain. He will furnish you with further instructions. Now that you have grown accustomed to riding Marids, there's a task I would ask of you. We've been suffering an outbreak of ants. They're drawn to kitchen scraps from the lodgings and are causing our patrons so into grief, getting into their unmentionables among other unpleasant places. If we're to have any respite for these pests, we must strike them at their nest. I would have you do the honors upon one of our trusty Marids. Speak with Dakshina, our Marid Keep, and she will further you with further instructions. But man, that Bashiva teleportation? Yeah, dude. I'm expecting you, Ant Slayer. Ant Slayer! Your task is simple. Hop on a Marid, ride it over to Virgala, and have it trample ants. We put bait there to lure them out. Once you finish the task, feel free to dismount. Okay. Yeah, the fact that Bashiva has like just a built-in teleport, and that it's also referenced in her combat animations where she's like teleporting, she's teleporting around to get behind people and like tear their throats out. So fucking cool. She looks great. I'm really, really excited to play with her. I'm also glad that Cathay is getting some pretty good like focus stuff. Oop. Wow, I would hate to be an ant right now. Oh, that was easy. I'm guessing the Marid is the Beast Tribe mount for the Ananta. Thunderous explosives. Oop. Yes, Reichland, Midland, and Telebeckland are the main provinces of the Empire. Like, they're like the main characters. Because they represent like the main big 3 of the gods, with Telebeckland being Tall, Reichland being Sigmar, and Midland being what's it called? I do love using me some cannons. If that's tall, what god is small? Get out. Or maybe the small god would be, like Esmeralda of the halflings. I guess that would be the small god. But still, get out. No. Looks as though you've been rolling in sand. I heard you encountered dispatch an antlion. Excellent, excellent. The region sees yet few visitors. Time will change. Yeah. Route through the peaks in particular is vital to our prosperity, and we must ensure all must pass safely. Keeping vilekin such as antlions in check will be a regular task. So the Jars are no more. Excellent work, Dr. You've done all this great service. The resistance camp keeps working toward the route to the peaks. There are companies may be different. We do not hesitate to cooperate with them. Common good. I could feel the Marin's mighty stomping all the way here. This should keep us free of ants for a time. Ours is a harsh land with little to sustain life, and the creatures only do what they must to survive. That being said, we cannot well allow them to overrun the area. People's safety is our priority, and today you have done your part to ensure it. Please take this token of our gratitude. Alright, I am going to go visit the Mughals next. Yeah, each of the provinces, each of the grand provinces is province and grand province are unique and have their own distinct flavors and identities. But for the sake of a game like Total War and the scale at which Total War operates, it would be fair to say that that Talabecland, Reichland, and Middenland are like the main characters. Yeah, but there are unique gimmicks, like the Hochland Wrong Rifle unit. Or like the, I think for regiments of renown or specialist regiments, you can absolutely have like a unit that represents a different group. But, you know, I don't think they'd ever be like, I don't think you'd ever see like a playable Hochland. Like Hochland with a Legendary Lord. Dragon Scale Rasps, there it is. What about Nuln and Wizardland? Nuln itself is very important. I wouldn't say it's as big on those three when you're looking at overall general themes. It tends to get rolled in with Reichland. Obviously, in Total War, Nuln got its own Legendary Lord and its own major focus, which is not a bad thing. I think that's a good thing. But I would say that when you're looking at the Empire from like a very zoomed out perspective, Nuln's importance is not as big as Talabheim, Altdorf, and Middenheim. But like Nuln is like a point, it's like barely a millimeter behind them. Wizardland not as much, but Nuln definitely. Greetings from India. Thank you for the videos and streams. Hope you have a great time with the game and a wonderful weekend ahead. Balabesh, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I hope you're also having an absolutely lovely morning, afternoon, or evening. Whatever it may be over there. And I hope you're staying safe and having a good one. I don't know if you're more about Final Fantasy versus Warhammer, But if you're big into Warhammer, I'd love to know your thoughts on the show from this earlier today. If you had time to tune in and give it a watch. Okay, makeshift. No one has important because it has a goth chick mage. I mean, I would argue that I would argue that Emmanuel von Leibowitz is more important than Elspeth von Draken, but Elspeth makes for a better legendary lord, I will say. I can hear Andy in my mind being like, no, but you know, it's the truth. It's a hard truth, but it is a truth. Speak with the Moofy Moogle? The who? Oh, the Mount. That's right, the Mount Moogle. Chad, have I told y'all how absolutely fucking gorgeous y'all are today? Y'all are so handsome. You're so pretty. You're so lovely. Truly, it's such a blessing every time I get to witness y'all's magnanimity. How are we? How close are we with Moogles? Oh, we're so close. We're not gonna hit it today, I don't think. But we're close. I think we'll hit it like the next time we play. Perhaps. I still need to make videos about the fucking stream, but I'll probably do that tomorrow afternoon. Yeah, Leibowitz would be if you were gonna run an RPG game about the Empire, Leibowitz would be one of the most important characters. Even if we don't reach the goal for Bannerlord, do you think you'll play it at some point? Yeah, probably. It might be a while, but at some point. I'd want to get through all the gold games first. Yep, tomorrow. So the next time we play Final Fantasy 14, the next time we play Final Fantasy 14, we will finish the Moogles. Isn't that exciting? Isn't that exciting? All right, my dudes, I would love to keep going, but it is 3:30 in the morning. We got a shitload done. We also got a ton of experience on Warrior. We will definitely finish Warrior next time. Because, like, we got all the way up to 65, and we still have a journal in our back pocket. So we should be able to finish it out pretty goddamn reliably. But I do need to call it a night. I do need to get some rest, because I need to play Total War Warhammer in the morning. And holy moly, do we have a lot to do. How did that end up in my inventory? Get rid of that. do need to stop at the end really fast. I wonder if Vaulton will be an unlockable legendary lord. I don't think so. I don't think CA is good. I don't think CA does that anymore. Unlockable characters was always a bit of a. It was always a bit of a controversial subject because there's a fair number of people that just don't want to do that. Like they don't want to go through the necessary links to play or to like have to beat an entire campaign in order to get access to content. I don't think that tends to do that. What's the max rank you can get with Warrior? 100 right now, but with the upcoming DLC, 110. Yeah, okay, so I want to put the Ravager set up. So Ravager Helm, Ravager Cuirass, Ravager Chains, Ravager's Breeches, and Ravager's War Boots. There we go. Do I have anything else I want to throw in here? I don't think so. And that should allow me to cast Glamour. Because I think the Ravager set actually looks... Whoops. I think the Ravager set actually looks fucking awesome. At least compared to everything else I have at the moment. Oops. Like, you just look so beefy. Oh, I actually want to put up the axe for the Ravager set as well. Because there's a Ravager's axe, right? Oh, I can't put it in here. I can only put those ones in. Main hand, offhand. Oh, wait. What axe do I have right now? Augmented Shire Bouge. Maybe it was the Horde axe I was using. Was I wielding the Horde axe? Hold on, let me check. Yeah, the Horde axe was the like super sexy looking one. Okay. So we'll put it in the Glamour dresser. That is a good looking set. Yeah, that's real nice. I'm not 100% sure on the helmet. I almost wonder if the old helmet is better. Oh no, it's in the Glamour dresser. I can find this stupid thing. It's the Warrior set. I think it's a little better. It clashes a little bit with the armor, admittedly. I think I'll leave it Ravager for now. Yeah, that's fine. All right. Seeing some backlash when people are questioning why they are paying for Toddy when he's already in game. They prefer Vaultin Toddy as the FLC. Thoughts? I will very briefly give thoughts because I'm heading off for the night. I'm planning on making a video to discuss it. I haven't seen a lot of backlash about it. It seems like the backlash is relatively minor, but I will say that I empathize with that perspective, but I don't fully agree with it. Because I feel like if it was like they were using the exact same model and they weren't updating any of the voice lines, then I could see the argument. I would fully agree with the argument. But considering that it's a brand new model, it's getting significantly expanded and refreshed voice acting, and he's getting like fully brand new campaign mechanics and coming with like tons of new units and characters and everything. To me, it's kind of like someone being like, well, I had 95% or like 95% of, if anything less than that actually, but it's like 97% of the thing you want me to pay for is new. How dare you make me pay for 3% of this thing? And I feel like I'm like, like I could see the argument. I think it's kind of an overblown take, in my opinion. But like I understand, I can understand it. I think it's an argument that can be made. My hope, to be very blunt, my major hope is that Creative Assembly will be open to the idea of giving Emil Valgir the Isabella von Karstein treatment. It doesn't have to be at launch, because I realize that they very well may not have planned for that at all, and it would be a shit ton of effort, because you'd have to bring in Emil's voice actor to record a bunch of like new dialogue for all of his diplomacy shit. You'd have to make him, and then you'd have to like adjust a bunch of other little things. But I think it would be beyond reproach. Like, it would be impossible for anyone to reasonably criticize. If they made Emil Valgir like an optional legendary lord. So if you wanted like a completely brand new thing that you're technically paying for as a full campaign, you could play with Emil. And then maybe Boris just becomes like a regular lord that you unlock after like a certain event happens in the campaign, or Boris becomes a legendary hero, so that you can use him immediately, or whatever. Like, I don't know if they'd rather keep, because if they're like, well, we don't want to make Boris a hero, then they could just keep Boris as a lord, but maybe instead of being the faction leader, he transitions into being something. Wait, actually, chat, answer this for me real quick. I don't know if any of y'all know this off the top of your head. I'm just checking. If you play with Isabella von Karstein, does she take over your diplomacy? Like, if you're playing the von Karstein faction and you're playing Isabella, does Isabella take over your diplomacy screen, or does it stay with Vlad because it's Vlad's faction? Because I honestly do not remember. Because if it stays with Vlad, then I think it would be perfectly fine to keep Boris Todbringer on the diplomacy screen. Like, whatever they did for Isabella, I would be fine with them doing the exact same thing for Toddy. Or for our Ulrich. But that's a discussion for the coming days. Anyway, I really do need to get to bed. It is very, very late, and I was planning to stream significantly less than I ended up streaming tonight. But that's because I was just having fun. And we actually had like a shitload of experience saved up. So I was able to we're basically level 66. Like, holy moly, we got really, really deep into that. So with that done, I'm gonna go ahead and head off for the night. I hope you all have a lovely evening. I'll send y'all off on a raid to one of my buds, and I am gonna get some sleepies. So thank you all for watching. Please have a lovely night, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.